Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how and some lime concrete. Now, once you have all of that stuff, we can begin. So, we're going to start off with a row of 3 blocks of quartz coming directly up from the ground. That's going to be 1, 2, and 3. We then want to do an upright diagonal and go up by 3. 1, 2, 3. Do an upright diagonal, go up by 2. 1, 2. Do an upright diagonal, go up by 1. Do 3 upright diagonals, 1, 2, and 3. We then want to go right by 1. Do an upright diagonal. Go right by 2. 1, 2. Do an upright diagonal. And then go right by 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We then want to do a bottom right diagonal. Go right by 2. 1, 2. Do a bottom right diagonal right by 1. 3 bottom right diagonals, that's 1, 2, and 3. We then want to go down 1, do a bottom right diagonal, down 2, 1, 2, do a bottom right diagonal. We then want to go down by 3, 1, 2, and 3, do a bottom right diagonal, and then connect down to the ground. And what you should have, once you have done all of that, should be this archway looking shape that looks exactly like this. Now, once you've got that sorted out, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to come back to the very first row of block of quartz that we placed, and we are going to go right of this very first block of quartz. We're going to leave a gap of 3 in the ground. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. We're going to leave a gap of 3. So, that many blocks. And on top of this 4th block, we're going to go up by 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're then going to do an upper right diagonal, up by 2, 1, 2. Then an upper right diagonal, up by 1. Two upper right diagonals, 1, 2. We're going to go right by 1, do an upright diagonal, and go right by 2, 1, 2, do an upper right diagonal, and go right by 16. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five, 6, 7, 8, do a bottom right down 1, then to the ground. So the shape that we're looking for should look exactly like this. And our next job is to fill in the inside of the shape using our white concrete. So to fill this in, you literally just want to take the empty space behind the 2 rows of quartz, and we want to fill it in using white concrete. So basically, you just want to take the empty space left in between the 2 rows of block of quartz, and you want to fill it in. in using white concrete. So this wants to be set 1 block backwards because it creates a nice look with us that might look to see it. So far, we want to have the most boring rainbow in the world. So once you got that sorted out, this is what we are going to do next. So we want to come all the way down to the very bottom left-hand side of the build, and we want to take this row of block of quartz, this row of 5 that we placed earlier, and we want to go right of this row, and we want to place 2 blue stained glass going right. That's 1, 2. Then place a white concrete. Then 2 glass, 1, 2, white concrete. 2 glass, 1, 2, white concrete. White concrete. It's 2 blue stained glass going right. That's 1, 2. Then place a white concrete. Then 2 glass, 1, 2, white concrete. 2 glass, 1, 2, white concrete. 2 glass, 1, 2, then a white concrete. And you actually want to connect every white concrete upwards. So take every single white concrete upwards and connect it to the under part of the building. So under part the grey rainbow, as I like to call it, connect it all up. Now, we want to take this last row of white concrete that we placed, we want to place a row of block of quartz directly in front of it. We then want to extend the row of block of quartz upwards. We want to extend it up until it is even with the top of the build. And then we want to take it and we want to extend it up 3 additional rows. That's going to be 1, 2, and 3, like that. We then want to extend it to the right by 2, 1, 2, and we want to connect it all the way down. Down again. So we want to have a shape which should look, just to put this into context, which should look very much like that. Now, what we're now going to do is we are going to fill these center of this shape in using light grey concrete. It is going to sit 1 row behind what we've just made. One row behind, and we are going to delete any blocks that we have to so that we can fill it in. Using our lap, if that makes sense. That's looking pretty nice. So once you've done that, we now want to do a very similar thing on the right. So now if we come to the right hand side here, we want to take this row of 5 block of quartz, and going left of this we want to place 2 glass. That's going to be 1, 2. Then a white concrete, 2 glass, 1, 2, white concrete, 2 glass, 1, 2, white concrete, and a final time 2 glass, 1 white concrete. Connect all of the white concretes upwards. So connect all of the white concretes upwards. Like this, like that. We quartz, we want to place a row of block of quartz coming up, and it wants to come up as high as the previous row of block of quartz. We want to raise it up 3 additional blocks, that's 1, 2, and 3. We want to extend it to the left by 2, 1, 2, and we want to connect it downwards, just as we did on the opposite side. Side. And of course, what we then want to do is we want to fill the center of it in using a line. To grey concrete. Now, you will have to come to the front again to make sure that you destroy any block. That's looking very nice. And we also have to do a couple more things. So, you can see here, up at the top of the build, we want to connect the 2 tops of these together. We want to place a row of block of quartz here and here. So you can see that it's just in front of the rows to connect them together. At the bottom of the build as well, we also want to count, and we want to find the 3rd row. So that's the 1st row, 2nd and 3rd row, and we want to place a row of block of quartz that connects the left hand side to the right hand side. Like that. We want to, behind our 2 quartz pillars, we want to place an additional row of block of quartz directly behind the pillars, coming all the way up to the top, like this. We want to place another row of block of quartz behind here, and we want to place blue stained glass pane coming inwards from the rows of block of quartz. So, glass pane coming inwards from the rows of block. Block of quartz, with another row of block of quartz coming inwards from the panes. So we want to have another row of quartz coming inwards from the panes, like this. And we want to fill the top of this in using blue stained glass pane. also. So what we want to have should look exactly like it. Once you've got that or none. So we want to take the row of block of quartz that we have here in the middle, just above the door. This is where the entrance is. And we want to extend this row of block of quartz across the front of the build. It wants to come all the way across the front of the build, and it wants to stop here. So to put this into perspective, you want to have this. And on the opposite side, you want the same thing also. So extend it all the way over to the right and connect down. You want to basically, in front of the rows of block of quartz and in front of the white concrete, you want to connect them down to the ground using your block of quartz like this. So you want to extend. Send them down to create an additional level of depth. And you want to do and on the very ends as well. And on the left hand side and right hand side, you just want to completely fill in the little area of space. Like here, like you want to cover up this big chunk of white concrete like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to, inside here, we're just going to fill in all of the rest of the empty space using our I'm going to extend the separation. So from the outside looking in, you have all of those spaces up above. These are just going to get filled in with blue stained glass block. You can use paint. if you like, but I actually check it, or if you want to use glass, that up to you. You will end up, if you followed what I've macular. Now, once you got that sorted out, this is what we're going to do next. Come all the way over to the very left-hand side of the building. You'll find that you have this row of block of quartz on the front left-hand corner. Well, if you move outwards diagonally to the left, we want to place a row of 20 block of quartz coming up from this very position here. We want to place a row of 20 coming up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And we want to take that 20th block. We want to extend it left by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to connect it down to the ground. But once you've done that, you want to take that 4th block again, and you want to extend it backwards by 4 blocks. One, 2, 3, 4. Across the back by 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 blocks. You want to connect it block. We want to extend it left by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to connect it down. Down to, we want to extend it left by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to connect it down to the ground, but once you've done that, you want to take that 4th block again, and you want to extend it backwards by 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Across the back by 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you want to connect it back to where you first started. And you also want to take those corner blocks, and you want to extend them down. So everywhere that you placed a 4 in your row of 4, you want to connect it down and create a nice solid pillar. What we then want to do is we want to place rows of light grey concrete in each one of the 4 corners of our pillar. So in each one of the 4 corners coming inwards diagonally, we want to place a light grey concrete. So you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about here. Actually, error here. I mean, you can use either one looking at it. It might even look better with light grey concrete, actually. Use either. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a choice. But it's a very simple top of this as well, using the light grey concrete. So I'm going to fill a block of quartz. So this row of block of quartz wants to go all the way around, away from the bottom quartz that goes all the way. And if we come up to the top, you want to take 1, 2, 3. Actually, it's going to be 4, isn't it? It's a row of block of quartz going all the way around like this, because you want to have 2 rows of light grey concrete or white concrete showing. So what we want to have should actually going to be plate front part. You want to have like the top light grey, and you want to have the rest of it filled in with glass. And the entire rest of the pillar can actually is very much. I am just going to put into the white. It's a very simple first one corner of the build. 20 block so to start, and you light grey now so of inside the tower and come to the bottom. You want to move your Hall of Justice, and you want to so come to the very left hand side of your Hall of Justice, And you want to take the very bottom of your tower, so come to the side of the tower and come to the bottom. You want to move in diagonally from this particular corner of the tower. You want to move in diagonally, coming backwards, so this block right here. And you want to place a row of 25 block of quartz coming back. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. We then want to place, coming bottom left diagonally this way, we want to place a row of 17 block of quartz coming up from this block. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And we're going to move that 17th block backwards by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forward by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to connect it. And we're going to forward by 1, 16, 7, 6 from this block. So that's going to be one, 2, 3, 15, 16, 17. And we're going to move that 17th block backwards by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forward by 4, each one of the 4 to the ground, and subsequently which should look like this. So far, we just want to have something which should look like that, right? Well, we also want to take this block here on the front of the tower, this block, and we want to place a row of block of quartz coming forwards, connecting to the actual front left-hand tower. So we want to make a wall, pretty much, that looks like this. This left-hand tower. So we want to make a wall, pretty much, the actual row of block of quartz coming forwards, connecting to the actual front left-hand tower. So we want to make a wall, pretty much, that looks like this. And now we're going to come to the opposite side of the build. So we're going to come to the opposite side and we're going to do the same thing. So on the opposite side here, we want to take this front right hand tower and we want to take this back corner and we want to place diagonally coming back from this position a row of 25 block 7, 20, bottom round. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Extend that 17th block backwards by 4. 1, 2. 2, 3, 4. Of course, down like this. Going to connect each one of the corners down. And we will also have this. And on this tower here, we want to take this block specifically. You guys can see the one. And we want to connect it forwards like this. So just connect it forwards like... that. There we go. So you can see that sorted out. We're now going to come to the back of the hole that we kind of connected it to the front. We're going to take this block, coming inwards diagonally this block, and we're going to place a row of block of quartz coming from the two inside corners across. So from one side all the way over to the opposite side like this. It will connect diagonally to there. And if we come all the way to the top of the build, we want to take this block and we want to connect it to the opposite side. So you guys can... see what I'm talking about. It's one side solid boundaries, which is very, very important. Everyone needs boundaries. Fill in the towers. So this is just the towers, right? We're going to fill in the towers using... I want to see the dead. I wonder... Send all of the light grey... concrete upwards. Inside of the tower, it doesn't want to be row in the star. We're going to do the same to the opposite tower. We're going to fill in each wall of the Hall of Justice. So every single wall, this side, that side, the back side. How could you forget the back side? Each side we want to fill in using white concrete. And this row of white concrete, and by the way, fill in any gaps that you need to. Fill in each side wants to sit simply one row inside of the block of quartz. So you want to fill in the entire wall using white concrete. Line wall. You can see me doing one row of white concrete. Fill this row of white concrete, and by the way, fill in any gaps that you need to. Concrete of the entire wall concrete like this, and it does just want to. You want now. I'm inside of the block of quartz. So, as you can see me doing now, I don't know if I want to fill in the using white concrete like this, and it does just want to sit one. One row inside, I felt well to be able to it's the south, but this place is like this. So once again. fill in any, but the towers will look like that. The wall to the left hand side of the hall. So, okay, so I'm going to do all of that a long time. You'll be able to have filled in all of the walls of the hall. Hall of Justice, and you've also filled in both towers as well. Some more time to work on that, and I imagine you do because we've just working on that. And once you've done it, you can now, the next job for us to do is this. We're going to take the 2 mini towers at the front of the build, and we're going to extend the towers backwards by 2 rows. We're going to take every single block of quartz, we're going to extend it backwards by 1 row, 2 row, and then we're going to connect that down to the white concrete just below. And we're going to do the same thing here. It's going to be 1, 2 rows, and then we're going to connect the corner blocks down to the ground to form nice little mini towers. And that looks a lot better than just the single row. But what we also want to do at the front of the build, this involves the white concrete. you can see, if we have a look at the front of the building, right? Or the back of the building, rather, you can see that we've got the row of white concrete that's like a big curve. Fill that block in. We're going to take the edge of the curve. So by edge of the curve, I mean this. I mean this part of the curve. We're going to take the end blocks here, all of this white concrete, and we're going to take all of this white concrete, all of it, you can see, just the end parts, because we don't have to limit our space. We want to take the end concrete like this. You'll be able to see it once I zoom out. You want to take those concretes and you want to extend them backwards. Now, once you've done on these positions, so you're going to also have to fill in this part here. So you'll have to fill this part in here. Also using to take, I want to fill the tops of these parts in using white concrete. I'll show you in the row. I'm going to connect it to here. I'm going to husband is what the top of the Hall of Justice. just this looks like once it's been completely processed. It will take you quite a once you've connected it down, you'll have some holes on the edges. Simply think that is not visible and you need a process. Well, press play. A nice show you a pool that is as wide as this, from this window on the right, the last window on the right, to the last window on the left. And the pool is going to be situated 8 rows in front of the hall. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this 9th block is where we're going to begin. And like I said, it's going to be from one window, so that one window, and we're going to dig into the ground and we're going to extend it across, and it is going to go as far as this opposite window. Do actually I'm gonna try it like it's gonna 3, 4, shall 9, 10, then we're going to once back. Tricky part, right? Feature it is, but it is a trade out where the if I had to looks like the meter would place a 6, 5, the take on we dig at the bottom block and we're gonna then so I'm going to made out of light grey concrete, keep it nice footing, but back once I'm finished. Do this. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, we have complete water, we have the window everywhere else, blue concrete. It looks really good like this.